I'm on. I don't know why you didn't set up over here, but that's okay. You're the pro.
We'll do a couple different angles.
No, whatever.
Yeah, it would be better probably to look out this way.
Well, I don't know.
I was thinking we could do something.
Well, I see in Seattle a big deal is that Space Needle. You know, that's a big kind of symbol. But I'll tell you why this is good too from another point of view. Just keep talking, is that okay?
Yeah, that's
because
fine.
you can cut or whatever. But see, it used to be, this is really important, that when you came into this site, even when you went out as far as those steps are there, you did not see the water. You didn't know there was a lake there. You might see a float plane come in or a mast of a ship go by, but I cut the hell out of this site so that even from this deep in the site, you see the water. So it's an old trick really to manipulate the grades that way so that you still have the same amount of real estate, but it like brings the water in visually, you know. In fact, I did that at Bloedel as well. I cut down a hill there, so anyhow, this is it.
Was that dirt replaced into the hill?
No, see, this was another trick, just like at Bloedel. I had a surreptitious or a hidden agenda for removing that soil. I wanted to mound out here, so you get double benefit. It's a Chinese symbol for landscape architecture. Dig lake, make mountain. I mean, there's the old yin-yang thing again, huh? You go down, you pile up. Landscape is really so simple when you think about it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's the only place like it. Of these 1,400 other gas manufacturing plants, almost virtually nothing remains of any of them in this country. And then I've looked the world over. In Melbourne, Australia, there are a few buildings. Copenhagen, there are a few buildings, but nothing like this ghost here. It's a dinosaur, see? It's a dinosaur. And I think in time it becomes increasingly more and more beautiful and important and symbolic as we start to condense our whole world into electronic screens, cyberspace. To get to ascend is instinctual, I think. To ascend, to surmount, to climb. And you could think about evolution, man, and the edge of the forest and coming out, venturing out, climbing a rock, climbing a tree. Prospect, in other words, it translates to prospect, the will to surmount. And then the opposite of that would be security, refuge, hide and seek. Hide and seek explains it in 2 words, 3 words, hide and seek. But to dig in, to secure. So what you can do is take children, and I'll bet you could do this in any culture in the world. Put children together in the square in the village or in the daycare center on top of a building and give them milk cartons or something, and they'll start to stack those, and they will vie as to who can get up there and stack them as high as they can. Those things are in us, and by setting up a kind of a stages in the landscape, spaces and elements in it, where we enter, this is harking back to our latent and innate sensitivities and abilities, and placing us in a recapitulation of all of our evolution, our language, the beginning of language, of socializing, manipulating our environment. You know, every organism actually is groping and trying to replicate itself and improve its environment and move around and so on. And, we've just gotten into too much high technology now, though. Whenever I have a project to do, I always wonder, I ask myself, you know, what is the most sacred thing or condition or context on this site? What, if I rank them from the most powerful symbol or universal thing, what would it be? So I went on onto that site and wow, discovered, hell, it's these towers, these artifacts, industrial artifacts. I don't have any trees here. I don't have any stones or springs or rock outcroppings. I mean, this is it. So I'd better save these and work within these. I think those universals are, like I say, encoded in our DNA, and there's the problem is that we're just too often denied this kind of relationship in the contemporary world.